Hi folks, Sandro here with more cartoon news and shenanigans, and today I'm actually going to be covering more stuff from the D23 Expo from Disney. That's a big convention where basically Disney releases a bunch of stuff that's coming in the future, and I only cover animation here on my cartoon news related channel, so I'm going to be going over Inside Out 2. Inside Out 2. So that movie, your old favorite Pixar movie, is getting a sequel. I've been very divided about this. I actually held a live stream last night, and I asked you guys, hey, what do you guys think about Inside Out 2? I personally thought that the first movie had it had a good ending, right? A great ending, a good ending. I felt that there was closure. I never really ever felt that this show needed, or sorry, not a show, this movie needed a sequel. You know what I mean? Like, there's some Pixar films where, like, okay, The Incredibles, it's like they're a family of superpowered heroes that fight against villains. There's always going to be another villain to go up against, right? So, like, I always felt that there was probably going to be more sequels for The Incredibles. When it came to Inside Out, it felt like Ratatouille, right? It felt like something like Ratatouille where it was a one and done kind of closed story where we don't really need more. But this seems it's not the case. It's not the it's not the case. We're getting an Inside Out 2, and I gotta say, like, I think I don't necessarily want a sequel, but I did want to know your guys' thoughts. So I held a community poll here on my YouTube channel one day ago. This was last night. Are you guys excited for Inside Out 2? I got 42 votes during over time, and it says yes. 67% of you guys, so 2/3, 2 out of 3 people said that they basically wanted an Inside Out 2 and you're excited for it. And the rest of you guys said no. There's actually comments here. Let's see what people said. I loved Moxie Demon Gamer 301 says, I loved Inside Out. Can't wait for the sequel. And by the way, guys, why don't you vote on this poll? I mean, too late. I already did a video on it. But next time I do a poll, you guys should comment and, vote on the poll. So I might read your comment right here. So here we go. Like I said, Moxie loved Inside Out. Can't wait for the sequel. Animation Fanboy said yes. So he wanted it too. Gabe says, too bad Billy and Mandy won't return as Fear and Disgust. Oof. So he wanted Billy and Mandy as some of the characters. These are the voice actors that won't be returning, I think, right? Yeah. We're gonna talk about that in a sec. Joey the Kangaroo. I don't know, but what did you think about the Hey Arnold the Jungle movie? So this person is undecided, but they wanted my thoughts on the Jungle movie. I thought the Jungle movie was solid from Hey Arnold. It was a great closure to the franchise, right? Will Hey Arnold ever get anything else? Like, I don't think it needs anything else. Just like Inside Out, I personally felt that they didn't need any more. They didn't need a sequel. But now here we are. So who knows? Maybe there'll be more Hey Arnold in the future. Dr. Jolly Dark says my favorite part was when Steven and the Crystal Gems killed their whole entire Okay, so we have a Morbius fan. If you guys haven't seen the leaked Little Mermaid trailer online, basically everybody's dunking on it on the trailer, and it's like everyone's doing these Morbius memes on it. So yeah, there we go. Jolly Dark having some fun here. Kevin McAllister says it could be interesting. It honestly could be interesting. Super Ant-Man. Let me hide my face here. Super Ant-Man says, we will waiting. Gabe says, so I guess Super Ant-Man just wants to wait and see if it's any good. Gabe says, you bet I am. So Gabe is waiting hard for that one. And Brooklyn, the Powerpuff Girl fan 2022 says, no, I thought the first one was good. Leave it at that. And I agree with that person. I actually agree with this person down here. I thought the first one was pretty good. And, one third of you guys actually agreed with me and said, no, we actually, we think the first one was a one and done. Leave it at that, as that person said there. And so, yeah. Also, I wanted to go over that Pixar says won't, no more sequels, right? Why Pixar? Inside Out didn't need a sequel, but Pixar did. That's a great sentiment. I'm not going to go over that. That's a screen rant. Maybe I should, but back in the day, right? Like, we've seen these kind of articles popping up that like Pixar was like, guys, we were doing too many of these sequel films. They did The Incredibles and they did like Finding Dory and they did like Toy Story 4. They were doing like nonstop sequels and they weren't coming out with new stuff. And so like Pixar came out and said like, yeah, people were asking themselves like, is Pixar done making sequels? How Pixar lost its way. When do you think Pixar will start making sequel? Well, too late. They're already back at it. Oh my God. Maybe we should check out that Screen Rant article. Inside Out didn't need a sequel, but Pixar did. Let's actually check in on that one. Hold on. Let me just close the tab here. Yeah, why Pixar is likely done making sequels. This was like 2 weeks ago. This was 2 weeks ago. Oh, this did not age. This did not age well, folks. So yeah, I guess I'm not going to read this one because this was a failed article. Why Pixar is done making sequels. 2 fucking weeks later, they're making a sequel. You can't make this shit up. Okay, all right, Screen Rant, you caught my attention. Inside Out didn't need a sequel, but Pixar did. So Lightyear, Pixar's first theater release in over 2 years, failed to perform as expected. That is something I actually covered this on my channel. I almost forgot about it. Yeah, Lightyear was a major flop. So, Pixar, the title checks out here. The title just checks out. Pixar needs to make money. Otherwise, what happened to Blue Sky Studios with Ice Age? They cut them up. They cut the jobs. They disappeared. Blue Sky Studios got dissolved. A bunch of the they did keep on a lot of staff, right? They did keep on a lot of the staff, but a lot of them moved on. They never to be seen from again, Well, I'm sure they're working somewhere else, but the idea here is that, yeah, why are we doing a sequel here this soon, even though there was talks like, hey, Pixar's doing too many sequels. Maybe we should make fresh stuff. They did not perform with Lightyear. Pixar has announced Inside Out 2 is in production, and while the original movie didn't need a sequel, I agree, the studio certainly does. Inside Out was a huge commercial and critical success when it released in 2015, receiving praise from how it taught children about mental health and how it was okay to feel sad sometimes. The sequel is seemingly self-contained original and will pick up the story of Riley years after she moved to San Francisco with her parents as she and her emotions tackle her teenage years. The surprise Inside Out announcement came after Pixar revealed their upcoming slate as part of Disney's D23 panel, as well as the upcoming Elemental. Yeah, I've talked about Elemental before. I don't think we need to go over that one. Pixar also gave a closer look at their first TV series, Win or Lose, which was the first video of today. I have 2 videos today, and you guys probably just watched that one, which focuses on a high school softball team and announced their 2024 film, Elio. I haven't talked about that one yet. I'll do a video on it. In which an introverted young boy accidentally becomes an intergalactic ambassador for the entire human race. Yeah, that actually sounds way more interesting than Inside Out 2. So Elio, write that one down in your journals, folks. Elio. Each of these upcoming projects shows that the beloved animation studio is still pushing creative boundaries. Are they really, though? Are they really, though? I mean, some of this feels pretty safe, I gotta say. So they're going to be pushing the boundaries by making a sequel of a movie we've already seen and telling imaginative new stories. So the announcement of an arguably unnecessary sequel to Inside Out was a big surprise, but the harsh truth is that Pixar does need these sequels. They do. Okay, I'm not going to... Wow, why is this article so long? Holy shit. We're not going to read this all, but basically in a nutshell, Lightyear came out and it flopped huge. And also, what was the other one they made? Luca went to right to Disney Plus. Turning Red went right to Disney Plus, but Onward, that's the one. Onward was also a box office failure, but that could have been due to the pandemic. We're not 100% sure. If there was no pandemic, would that have happened? Would it have flopped? It's debatable. But it did indeed flop, and they did throw it onto Disney Plus, and I guess that was just a write-off for the company, basically. So yeah, we know why they're doing a sequel. The answer is they need success. They need to show Disney that they're not, incapable like Blue Sky Studios. and they want to show that they're profitable. So this is why they're doing Inside Out 2. And let's go back to the cast stuff here. And by the way, I also wanted to talk about the new emotions. This is one of the things that during my live stream, we discussed it. Originally, my thought process, and I want to give a shout out to the very sketchy artist. He was the one who changed my mind on my vision here. I was originally going to make this video and talk about how are they going to introduce new emotions when we've seen Riley's mother and father, we've seen inside their head, and they had the same basic emotions as Riley did, right? They had their own characters. It's very interesting. How could they just add some new ones? You know what I mean? So I was posing this question to my live stream, and one of the guys named the very sketchy artist, he said, here's an idea of how Riley could have new emotions that her parents didn't, so that they don't tread on the lore of the first movie. Because again, we saw the mother and father, and from what we've seen in the mother and father, they only have a subset of emotions, the same ones that Riley has. And so this person said, here's how they could have a new emotion: mental illness. Maybe they have schizophrenia. Maybe Riley develops schizophrenia, or she does drugs. She is it did say that they're going to be exploring her teenage years. This is a kids movie, though. This is a Disney kids movie. There's no way she's doing drugs. But maybe she develops schizophrenia. Maybe she develops some kind of mental illness or ADHD or something, where she gets new emotions that her parents doesn't have because they're not sick. They're not mentally ill. Only she is. So that's one avenue that they could explore new emotions that other characters like her parents, which we saw their emotions, did not possess because they are in good health. So that's a really cool idea. I love that idea. So again, shout out to the very sketchy artist. And the last thing I want to go over here is some of the cast members not coming back. So here we go. Some original cast members might not return for Inside Out 2, which could actually be a good sign for the sequel. Pixar officially announced Inside Out sequel at D23 2022, following reports that one was being considered. The original 2015 movie was a huge hit, yada, 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 yada. However, there are reports that Mindy Kaling and Bill Hader will not return for Inside Out 2 and reprise their roles for Disgust and Fear, possibly due to low salary offers from Disney. So they're not coming back because they aren't getting paid a lot. And I believe, what's his name here? You guys saw this in the comments here. Gabe said, where was that one? My favorite part was when she became a red panda. Oh my God, I missed that one. From the Dusty the Raccoon. Where was that Gabe comment? Hold on. Yeah, too bad Billy and Mandy won't return as Fear and Disgust. So yeah, I'm pretty sure these are the voice actors right here. Mindy Kaling and Bill Hader. I'm pretty sure those are Billy and Mandy. So they're not coming back, possibly due to the low salary offers from Disney. That's wacky. I know Disney's on tough times. They have loans that they got to pay back. I know it's tough for all the corporations right now. But, at the end of the day, this is still Disney. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. You would think that they'd be able to dish out a decent salary. Christ almighty. Disgust and fear are two of the 5 primary emotions. But the movie revolved around joy and sadness. Riley's emotions also included anger, but he was supporting emotion with disgust and fear. The reports that Mindy Kaling and Bill Hader might not return for Inside Out 2 are surely disappointing. Yeah, I kind of agree. I want the original voice actors back. This is another Bender situation. You guys remember this? Where John DiMaggio, people were like, oh God, he's not returning. You can't have a reboot without John DiMaggio. And then Disney worked things out and they got John DiMaggio back. I think there's still a chance they could come back, though. I think Mindy and Bill here could come back after seeing what they did with Futurama. So yeah, let's keep going. So they might not return for Inside Out 2, and that is surely disappointing, as both of them embody these emotions perfectly. There's one potential bright side of this development that could directly tie to Riley growing up and her changing emotional state. Yeah, the reported low salary offers could point to fear and disgust playing smaller roles. Yeah, that's another thing, right? If the role, okay, so if they have smaller roles, they might not even appear in the movie like at all. They'll probably just like side characters again. So that's probably why they declined it, because they're barely even in the movie. Maybe if Disney rewrites the film to include them a little more, they might get bigger salaries. This is very interesting. You don't see stuff like this talked about too often. I've never seen something quite like this, where the role is so small they just refused it. Wow. So potentially potentially refused it. We don't know 100%. Potentially because new emotions are joining this sequel. And again, why though? Why do this movie? Why do this movie? I mean, we talked about it, right? They need money because Lightyear was such a flop. But like, my God, have some dignity, Disney. Have some goddamn dignity, Pixar. What the fuck? Oh my Lord. So yeah, it has been confirmed that Inside Out 2 will follow Riley as a teenager as she navigates the difficulties that come with puberty and growing up. And again, she might have mental illness, which is why they could have introduced new emotions. I don't know. What are the new emotions? Let's actually go back and see Disney Inside Out cut emotion. Maybe they go back to the drawing board. What are the 6 emotions? The missing emotion. Okay. The emotion of irritation was cut from Inside Out container. Annoyingly, it was cut. Pixar. Okay, so there was an additional one. The missing emotions of Pixar's Inside Out. Shame and embarrassment were possible emotions in it. So we might get some of these. I remember them talking about this years ago. These are some of the ones. So it was... annoyingly, is that what it was? What the hell is this? R. Kelly, what? The emotion, God, there's ads everywhere. The emotion, irritation. Okay, so we got irritation, shame, and embarrassment. Were possible emotions in Inside Out. So those could come back. And again, these kind of give off a teenage kind of vibe here. This one looks like it has braces on here, a nice little retainer there. This one looks like definitely a teenager. And I don't know what the hell this purple thing is supposed to be, but that looks horrifying. Oh my God, again, for real? Let's go back. And that's all, right? Were there any other? Oh my God, this website's awful. Inside Out goes into the mind. Anger. Essentially, wow. Okay, we got anger, disgust, joy, fear, and sadness is what is ended up in the final product. And there you go. But it's very interesting. Like, do you guys think they're gonna do a retrain of these characters? Like, what else is puberty an emotion? Probably not, right? I'm kind of curious. I want to see you guys go down in the comment section down below. Let me know. Do you think they're going to retrain some of these old, are they going to redesign these characters that were cut from the first one? I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What other kind of emotions could be missing here? Like, I can't think of anything. Pride, maybe? Was pride in here? I don't think so. Riley, anger, disgust, joy, fear, and pride. I guess maybe pride if you're feeling like, very proud of your accomplishments. Knowing Disney, they would make pride into like a gay emotion. Yeah, there you go. That's how Riley has new emotions. She's gay. Yeah, who knows what the hell's going to happen with this with the movie. But I do want to hear all your thoughts, especially what new emotions could they possibly add. I'm thinking about mental illness. I'm thinking like maybe she could be like a schizophrenic, maybe she has some kind of like hallucination emotion or like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Please leave a comment down below and actually tell me, like, I seriously want to know. Please like, please share, please subscribe. And why not watch an ad for your boy, Sandro? Thank you guys so much. By the way, we're slowly creeping up on 1,500. We're slowly getting there. Last week we got like 10 new subscribers or something. We're getting up there day by day. We're not too far away from 1,500, and then eventually we'll get to 2,000. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Peace out. Bye-bye.